Dave Kingman, does anybody remember him? He was the most feared slugger in the majors in the 70s and 80s. That's his tagline, the most feared slugger in the 70s and 80s. He dated a friend of mine in Scottsdale when they did winter ball in Phoenix, in Scottsdale. I'll never forget it. It's the most fantastic thing. You know, the Cubs would come to town, the Giants would come to, you know, Casa Grande, and all these different teams. They're all over the place now. We'd go watch them and so on. Anyway, Kingman said, do what you do best. Two things I learned from Dave Kingman. The most feared slugger of the 70s and 80s. Is that not a tagline? Is that not branding? I mean, the minute I hear the name Dave Kingman, and people that, you know, obviously grew up with that, they can see the image, the sideburns, that austere look. He just looked menacing, but he wasn't mean. He had this kind of playboy approach to being a hitter. I'm not talking about sexually or anything, just kind of this fantastically nice, good-looking image. Not a bad boy, he hardly ever said a word, but a good boy. And he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about branding. Not personally, directly to me, but I learned from him through my friends' comments and so on. The most feared slugger of the 70s and 80s. He was feared because you never knew what he was going to do. I mean, some people thought, oh, he's going to hit a double, you know, do a spot hit over here in right field and knock this guy in. And wham, he would just knock the cover off the ball. Amazing. I mean, he was like a Reggie Jackson. He's from that Reggie's period. Reggie Jackson also went to ASU and, you know, studied at ASU as a, you know, student, and he was a product of the ASU baseball team and the system. But I didn't know Jackson. I saw him once at a party at a bar, but I never went up to him. But Kingman, he was just larger than life. This big hulk of a guy, very quiet, but he carried a big stick. And therein is the lesson. A quiet guy, but carried a big stick. They feared him. He wasn't mean, he wasn't imposing, except the image, the branding. Now, if that's the brand you want, he's a great example. My point in this little discussion is, what a brand. You have to do something in life, in my opinion, that is path-breaking. Just what the word says. Breaking the normal path. Like, you know, the poem that talks about the two roads and one diverged to the right or whatever. And some people took this one to the right and they wonder what their life would have been if they had taken the one to the left. I would never look back. You take the road to the right, make it your own. Brand it. Do it that way. Do something, but do it original. Be an original. Be a path breaker. Don't do what everybody does. But then again, don't do something different for different's sake. Do it because you believe in it. Do something different because you believe in it.